Welcome back. We are kicking off our South Australian netball coverage with the Western Eyre Netball Association. Courtney Trowbridge is joining me to do so. Always good to have you on the Flow Friday Sports Show. Courtney, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, Dan. How are you?
Going very well, thank you. It was blowouts galore last weekend in the Western Eyre Netball Association. Top place Tigers were on the bye, but the Hawks and Wirralur both got big wins nevertheless. Let's start out with Wirralur beating Thevenard 59-27. Really big margin here. Thevenard playing at home won't be too happy with that one, you'd imagine.
Yeah, the comp's really starting to separate now. I think the top two, Westies and Hawks, they'll stay the top two. Wirralur are sitting in the middle, 3-3, and then Blues and Thevi at the bottom with just the one win. It was a really big margin. I was probably a bit surprised at the margin. Wirralur had Hayley Webb back in from injury. And she is a big in for them. Jazz Billings out for the year, and I wasn't sure how they were going to fill that void, but they actually moved Hayley Webb into centre, and Sarah Evans was up again from B grade playing goal defence, and that combination worked really well for them. It was 13-8 at quarter time, but after that, Wirralur just powered away. Sevi's biggest quarter score was 8, and that's never going to be enough to win a game. Wirralur played Emma a full game in goal attack, so something a little bit different for them. She's been playing a little bit there. It looks like they're going to stick with that combination. Wirralur just able to dominate all areas of the court. Debbie will be really disappointed with how big the margin ended up being, and Wirralur will be excited looking to challenge those top two teams. Best players for Debbie were Nikki Sleep and Hayley Jericho, and best for Wirralur were Hayley Webb and Emma Willis.
Big result for the Bombers there, and they will take a lot of confidence out of that win, no doubt about that. The Hawks also had a big win, 53-28 over the Ceduna Blues, which is probably a little bit more expected to see that margin in that matchup.
Yeah, definitely. It's the second big win that Hawks have had against Blues for the year. Hawks started the game really well. They didn't have their coach or goal defence in Alana Cotton, but that didn't stop them taking a 10-goal lead at quarter time. They were able to show their versatility. They had Rochelle Wheaton playing in goal defence, who typically plays goal attack. Blues hadn't played in a couple of weeks with the bye and then the long weekend, and they're still working on their combinations. They had Casey Grenfell play in goalkeeper. She picked off lots of ball, but Hawks' defensive pressure once again was the difference. Blues making a lot of mistakes and Hawks just able to capitalise. They were able to extend their lead each quarter and run away with a 25-goal win. Best players for Ceduna Blues were Hayley Clayton and Casey Grenfell. And best for Hawks was Tess Matthews in at goalkeeper. She was really strong, lots of rebounds, lots of pick-offs, and Kobe Freeman through the centre.
Incredibly, we are 8 rounds down of a 15-round competition, so we're past the halfway mark now. Obviously, 3 weeks of finals to come after that, but like you said, the competition's starting to split into the top two and then the Bombers in the middle and the bottom two. Well, we've got another sort of a split round this weekend with Wirralur taking on Ceduna and Western United taking on Thevenard and the Hawks on the bye. Let's start with the Bombers and the Blues. It was just an 8-goal margin last time they met, but do you feel the competition has split a lot more in the last 5 weeks?
Yeah, definitely. I think Wirralur probably progressed more than what I thought they would without Jazz, and Blues have gone the opposite end of the scale. It'll be interesting to see how Wirralur line up, and if Sarah Evans does come up into the A-grade team permanently. Blues are looking to run with the same combinations as last week. The centre matchup will be Hayley Webb up against Taylor Collins, and they're both tools and both defenders, so I think that will slow the game down a little bit through the mid-court. Emma Willis will be matching up against Hayley Clayton if she's still playing at goal attack. Yeah, last time they met, it was only an 8-goal difference, but like you said, I think the comp's really starting to separate, and I think Wirralur will take this game easily.
All right, the tip's in for a big Bomber win, and I'd imagine you're probably leaning the same way towards the Western United Tigers against Thevenard.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think we have a really tough game ahead of them tomorrow. Westies have their full team. They'll be eager to get out there after the long weekend and then the bye. I don't think that will stop them. Thevi did try some different combinations at training last night, so it will be interesting to see how they start the game tomorrow. We'll most likely see Chloe Ettridge in goal attack for Westies line up against Nikki Sleep. Goal defence for Thevi, both fantastic athletic players, which will be a great match-up to watch. And then down the other end, we'll have Harriet Appleby for Westies up against Lan Micken for Thevi, who's their tall goal shooter. I think Westies will dominate most areas of the court and run away comfortable winners in this one.
All right, so the comp is certainly splitting, and it is another case of top teams against bottom teams this weekend. We'll see if there are any upsets on the cards or if it is as you've predicted, Courtney. Thank you very much for joining us again. It's always good to have you on the show each Friday. Enjoy the action this weekend, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks, Dan.